Hello, this is Kelly here again. I want to thank everybody so much for supporting me and listening with an open heart. I really appreciate that you're here to listen and grow and share love and be loved to the best of your ability. We're doing a great job, and our guides and ancestors, the angels, are so proud of us. Somebody very dear to me, hello Sandra, asked me a question about what is the highest timeline? And I thought this was a great question because we often talk about the highest timeline as if it's one timeline, almost this unattainable paradise, or this thing that we're always aspiring towards, right? But it's my impression that actually there are lots of very, very high timelines and highest timelines that manifest in a multitude of different ways. But essentially the highest timeline is a place of alignment with source energy, with God, with love, with authentic beingness of who we are. So what I wanted to do today was connect with angels and archangels and ask them to please explain to us what is the highest timeline, or a high timeline. What does it look like? How do we get there? And let them speak for us. So I've been meditating and I've set the intention to connect with our guides and angelic spirits of the highest light and love, truth and compassion, and that everything and anything that comes through will be for our highest good and ultimate healing, for everybody listening, for myself, and for our angels and guides as well. May we refract all of our love and healing back into the universe. And I feel the presence of both Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron, and I believe it's Archangel Metatron who's here to speak now. Thank you so much for being with us. Okay, Archangel Metatron, you may speak through me. Thank you. What we'd like for you to know at this time is that the highest timeline is indeed a destination, and it's something that many of you listening to will have touched many times in your lives recently and throughout your lives. You are constantly moving from timeline to timeline, and you are living with arms and legs, with more feet and aspects of yourself in more dimensions than you realize. By dimensions, we refer to the interdimensional fractal reality of your universe, but we also refer to other timelines and the ways that they intersect and converge, creating the impression of extra spatial dimensions overlapping with the one that you're currently in. Many of you have seen glimpses of the highest timeline, and many of you will recognize the feeling when I describe it to you now. The highest timeline is one of complete love, acceptance, and surrender. It is a timeline where you seek not to control those around you, where you seek not to attach to a specific outcome. It is a timeline where you feel that you are love, where you know that you are love, and you choose as best as you can to embody and be love. Often, this is a passive experience and not something that we have to choose or strive towards. This may seem ironic to some of you, since the highest timeline is something that seems like something that you must be always in active pursuit of, where you need to make radical new decisions and create radical new things in order to catapult yourself into different realities. However, that's not the case. The highest timeline is a state of being. In fact, it is naturally who you are, and all you need to do is accept that you are love. Your message from us today is that you never had to make a choice between light and not light, between love and not love. You do not have to connect to the light. You do not have to choose light. You are light. You are love. And the only time that you are out of alignment is when you let yourself forget this. The other thing that we want you to know and remember always, however, is that to an extent you are always in alignment. You are always yourself. You are always your inner being, but it's up to you whether you want to live a life where you know that for sure, where you want to live a life where you get to feel that and delight in the joy of being one with source energy, of being one with God, of being one with your angels. It's up to you whether you choose to have your consciousness in that level of reality, or whether you want to live in a way where you forget that. Either way, you're playing your part, and either way, the imperfect perfection is all that there is. So essentially, the choice that you're making is not between one of being a different version of yourself or being another version of yourself. The choice is whether or not you want to delight in knowing who you are, or whether you will let yourself forget this and play your part anyway, but from a less pleasurable side of things. The best way for you to be your highest self is to feel that you are loved, and trust that you are loved, and trust that you are loved and loving, and that that is all that there is. We love you so much. Don't worry about trying too hard. Just keep connecting with that love, and you will find yourself in a place where everything unfolds joyfully in alignment with that love. And the best way to see that and to know what that looks like is to connect with that love, to remember that you are love and remember that you are light, and watch the world change around you. Thank you. Thank you. I feel like that message is so timeless and applicable to every single being. I do soul readings, and often one of the things I go through when I look at a person's astrology or at their galactic history chart, or when I tune into someone, is their purpose. It's actually how I got interested in all of this, is I was wondering what my purpose is personally. And I was really obsessed with this idea of what's my purpose, and even before I became spiritual and woo-woo, I was always asking myself, what is my purpose? What am I here to do? But when I tune into somebody's soul at a soul level, including my own, the answers are pretty boring. You're here to be love. And sure, you might have relationships that you want to have, and things that you want to create, and places that you want to see. But essentially, you're here to just be as loving as possible. And if you're doing that, then you're meeting your purpose. And you're moving towards your highest timeline, or you are your highest timeline, apparently. Okay, thank you.